If you're a coach looking to land more corporate contracts in your business using what you already do and know today, you are in luck because I'm going to be sharing with you exactly how AI is going to help you land more corporate contracts in your business the easy and simple way. Now, here's the thing. Most coaches are not going to go after corporate opportunities for a few reasons. They think it's overcomplicated, it's going to take too long, they don't know who to reach out to, all the things, right? And they're missing out on the fact that just one opportunity, one email, one yes can replace the launches that you've been doing, but also give more margin and freedom in your business that I know you've been wanting to create. Secretly, a lot of coaches aren't admitting that they have gone back in their revenue some because scaling and doing all the things and seven figures and multiple seven figures sounds great. But without the right margin in place, especially those of us who want to run very lean businesses, all of a sudden more clients, more launching, more marketing activities can feel like a heavy burden. So why I feel it's so important for coaches to also think about corporate contracts is because you should be able to have the money and have your peace. You should be able to have the seven figures and have a seven-figure mind that hasn't been lost in the process, right? And I know many people don't want to talk about it, but I know you're secretly thinking it. You want to figure out how you can get more time back without sacrificing the income goals that you want to reach. So adding corporate contracts to this is what's really going to change the game for you, and you get to do it the easy way. AI is one of the simple ways or one of the tools that I say can accelerate your process to finding the right people, doing your outreach, and then creating proposals. So we're going to talk about those three today as I go through these ways that I use AI and I help clients be able to do it as well. So I know a lot of people are online saying a lot of things. So let me take some time to let you know who you're talking to. So my background is in account sales. So I've worked for 2 Fortune 500 companies. I've sold over $16 million B2B. I've written this book. I've done a lot of things before even coming into entrepreneurship to learn about this corporate world and how it works. I hit my head through the $16 million was a lot of hitting my head, doing the wrong things and not getting opportunities to learn what actually worked to create success for myself. And now matching that with you as an entrepreneur and what you experience growing your business alongside, other responsibilities that you have in your life. I wanted to take that expertise and package it into something that you could use, a powerful system that has not only worked for me, but I've had clients that have worked with brands like Louis Vuitton, Moet Hennessy, nonprofits. I've had clients land contracts in 2 weeks with universities. And so we've got a good thing going over here. And I want you to get a taste of it in this video, specifically talking about AI. So let's dive in. First things first. We want AI to enhance, not to replace our voice. I think you know that by now because with what you're doing in terms of creating content, I'm sure you're using AI to help you synthesize the ideas that are in your mind. Now, AI can actually help you with more than that in this corporate space by being your research tool. Me and AI, we go together real bad some days, right? I mean, it should probably get a raise at this point because we go back and forth on ideas. We go and do deep research on different areas, especially for corporate opportunities that it pulls up for me. Even down to, and we're not going to talk about this part in this video, but even down to creating my presentations, helping me to synthesize my ideas to winning speaker proposals. Like it's literally been a part of this engine over the last several months as I've started to do it. So first is finding the right people. Now, here's the thing. You're not going to type in who are all the decision makers for X, Y, and Z, and then it's going to pull up names for you in emails, right? I actually like to use a tool, and this isn't necessarily AI based, but I like to use AI to look at industries to help me think of adjacent companies in a particular area. So maybe I'm looking at banks, which would be a great client for anybody who does anything around leadership development or training and things of that nature. Banks would be a good one. So maybe I want them to pull me a list of my chat person to pull me a list of 50 different banks in the Northeast or something like that. So I can start with that list and at least know what kind of companies I'm looking for. Now, to get the true information, like their emails and LinkedIn and all of that, I use a trusty tool called Apollo.io. which has a database of information of people who have shared their email. And it's an ethical platform. So, the way that they maintain the information is very well. So I feel comfortable using it. And of course, if you're emailing people business to business, there is some things around that. So check your local laws, because I don't want to speak on that too in depth. But anyway, I use a tool. It's amazing. But it helps me be able to refine it and look at who are the decision makers and be able to find them on LinkedIn to confirm they're still at the company, because people always move around anyway. So that research piece, coupled with using AI to determine what are my top companies that I'm going to work with. Anytime I'm working with people, I always tell them our first goal is to develop at least a list of 50 to 100 organizations that they want to work with. And they're going to be working through that list as we go along together. So using that, creating the list, and then the contact information can come from a tool like Apollo. There's also zoom.info. Sometimes emails are shared on LinkedIn if people are open to that, and many different other similar tools that you could use for data mining to get the contact information of these people. So that's step one. Getting in contact with the right people is going to be the first way that you can use AI to supercharge this. So now you found the right people. Let's get into step two and how you're going to use AI to supercharge. Outreach. This is one of the main places that people fall flat. In fact, I was just talking to someone who worked with me in a smaller capacity earlier this year, and she's like, what do you think I can do to be able to get more responses? So I walked her through my little diagnostic of, what to look for, what gaps. And she was like, you know what? I have to be honest with you. Some of these people I still haven't reached out to, and some people I've only sent one email to. And I was like, that's what you want to zone in on. So one email is not going to cut it, right? You are going to have to be able to ensure that you have a system that is working for you, that you don't have to spend hours and hours working, but it has to be going in the background in order for you to get these opportunities and to get the conversation going, especially if you're reaching out to a new contact. I'm not going to say cold, because I'm not a fan of that word anymore. I just like to say new, because people get a little apprehensive about cold outreach, and I get everybody doesn't come from a sales background, so I'd rather say new. But it's going to take those touch points. AI can help you develop that. Now, you can use AI. Here's how I would use it if I was starting. I would tell it, my voice and what I offer, and I would ask it to ask me questions to develop the proper outreach, especially if you're just starting from scratch, because you don't want something that sounds super AI. You don't want something long. You don't want something that doesn't account for the person on the other end and what they need to hear more than what you want to pitch. I always tell people your first initial contact when it comes to getting these opportunities is just to sell them on getting on a call. It's not about selling your services just yet. You are trying to get them interested in having a conversation with you first. So AI can help you develop that initial message, the follow-ups. I recommend at least having a series of 5 emails that you're going to send out, and you're going to be customizing slightly for each person, but it shouldn't be a start from scratch situation. This is how you move fast. Now, here's where I can save you some time with this. I've actually already created an email template series that you can actually get now. These are the emails that have helped me land a $154,000 contract back in my day when I was doing this full time. And it still works now for opportunities that I'm going after as a founder and for other entrepreneurs and coaches that I've worked with over the past few years. And so I'm giving you that template. If you want to supercharge this for real and skip all of that figuring out what you need to put into chat, you can take my template and you can use that to create your next outreach. So go ahead, check the link in the comments to grab that, so that can help you get started with reaching out to the right people and getting those calls booked on the calendar. All right, so last one that I want to talk about today for using AI to supercharge is going to be your proposals. Now, this is where we've been winning lately in terms of speaker proposals, putting together proposals for corporate opportunities. I'm going to have to switch chargers. Hang on. And even putting together the final presentations as I talked to you about a moment ago. So let's talk proposals. This is super important because whether you are going after speaking gigs or you're putting together some type of, executive coaching that you're doing, some type of workshop that you're doing with an organization, you want to be able to get it written out and get it written out fast. We're going to have to do another video to talk about when to send a proposal and when to not send a proposal, because there's a whole science with that as well. You don't want to go around just sending stuff and taking this time to prepare it for no reason. That's a waste of your time. When people talk about it's long, complicated, and all of this, they don't know the shortcuts. And one of them is to never do a proposal without getting a soft yes. Okay? We'll do another video on that. Anyway. When you get to this phase, here's how you can use AI. Again, I love, one of my favorite ways right now that me and AI have been killing it is that I will get it to ask me questions to fill in the gaps. Instead of putting in the information and saying, here's what I want to do, I'll say, this is what I'm doing. Ask me the proper questions so that I can actually tell you the information and fill in the gaps. Otherwise, it's going to be pulling information of what you think it should be, and then you have to go in and change it. I find that I get about like 95% there when I use this strategy of ask me the questions. I can literally have my phone as I am fixing my son a snack, or as I'm on the way to car pickup, or whatever I'm doing. And I can literally just be answering the questions, and it's developing it for me in the background. Super sweet. I have landed speaking engagements this year from utilizing it in that way. It's been natural. It's been my voice. Of course, I go through it and check it with a fine-tooth comb, and they're my ideas because I've literally talked them out and said, here's what I'm thinking. And it just helps me to synthesize it and make it very clear and straight to the point. It's caused me to win. I'm speaking at Clemson in a few weeks. I have a really big engagement at an entrepreneurial conference in April, and I have several other things on the docket. I've gotten accepted to speaker bureaus, and several other things that are literally tabs open on my computer right now that I just need to synthesize and talk out. So this works. Using AI in this way definitely is going to help you supercharge some corporate opportunities. So with that being said, first starting off with who are the right people, then what do you need to say to them to get that call? Remember, I mentioned link in the description. That's a free template for you that you can use to start your outreach. And then number 3 is when they say yes and you're moving forward to a proposal, or if you're putting yourself out there for corporate speaking gigs, using that talk to AI feature is going to help you be able to develop those proposals faster once you've gotten a yes, or again, if you're doing some type of response to an opportunity, even RFPs, like that could be a way that you can use your AI as well to help you develop the final product. Now tell me, from here, which one of the ways are you most excited to use AI to land your next corporate contract? Tell me in the comments. I read all the comments and I respond to them. Which way are you most excited about? I'd love to hear it. Now, if you are thinking, all right, this sounds good, I'm excited about getting these opportunities, I'm going to use AI to supercharge it, then you're going to love this next video, which is going to dive more into how to get these opportunities. And you want to make sure that you subscribe, so when I upload my next video, you get notified, and you are tapped into all of the ways that you can grow your business with corporate contracts this year. And I cannot wait to see you in these spaces. It is a blue ocean. I can't handle it all. Even the clients I'm working with can't handle it all. So I want to make sure that you are one of the ones that we're helping this year to get more corporate contracts in your business as a coach. I will see you on the next video.